what's happening around the world and what's happening here at home. A very good evening to and welcome to Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sandro Ferdinando and here are your headlines for tonight.
Two people, including a Chinese woman, admitted to the infectious disease hospital on suspicion they were infected by the coronavirus. Pujit Jayasundara appears before Presidential Commission of Inquiry. Forensic audit reveals potential nexus between employees of central bank and primary dealers. Shortage of medicinal drugs for kidney patients.
The Medical Research Institute of Sri Lanka issued WHO standard recommendations once for the general public on coronavirus. The coronavirus that was first reported in the Chinese city of Wuhan has now spread to USA, France, Nepal, Thailand, Japan, North Korea, Taiwan, Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, Australia and India. In China, 41 people have died and 1,287 cases have been recorded on the mainland. Chinese President Xi Jinping held a special government meeting today to warn that the spread of the deadly coronavirus is accelerating. Foreign media reported that from Sunday, private vehicles will be banned from the central districts of Wuhan, the source of the outbreak. Meanwhile, a doctor treating victims infected with the coronavirus in the Chinese city of Wuhan has died from the virus amid further signs that the local health system has been overwhelmed and that the outbreak is worsening. However, the Shanghai Municipal Health Commission has confirmed that a patient infected with the deadly coronavirus has for the first time since the outbreak been cured and discharged from hospital. After 6 days, the patient, a 56-year-old woman identified only as Chen, showed a significant improvement in her respiratory symptoms. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's Ministry of Foreign Relations said the Embassy of Sri Lanka in Beijing is in consultation with them and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China to provide necessary advice to Sri Lankan students residing in Wuhan to protect them from the deadly infection. The embassy is also in close consultation with the Beijing-based foreign embassies with regard to the course of action being taken about their citizens in Wuhan. In the event of a necessity of evacuation, the embassy, in consultation with the Ministry of Foreign Relations in Colombo, are making preparations for the students and their family members numbering 30. Director of Health Services, Dr. Anil Jayasinghe, said there had been no cases of coronavirus reported in Sri Lanka. However, there is a large number of Chinese nationals who had left to China from Sri Lanka for the Chinese New Year. What measures have been taken to prevent the coronavirus from spreading to Sri Lanka?
There is a program currently in place at the Katunayake International Airport to detect individuals with symptoms of the coronavirus. The setup at the airport also includes thermal scanning facilities. All equipment and facilities required to ensure the safety of patients and medical staff have been arranged. It's best if airport staff use a face cover. We have informed the airport's health unit in this regard. This scanner only detects individuals with high body temperature. It does not identify whether the individual is diagnosed with any sickness.
Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's health ministry has urged Sri Lankans to follow precautionary measures when touring China.
You do not have to worry about visiting countries that have confirmed cases of coronavirus. However, you must follow precautionary measures, such as refraining from visiting crowded places. You must always keep your hands clean, wash them with soap, use a tissue or handkerchief to wipe your nose. Refrain from socializing with individuals who have fever or cough. Those who have difficulty in breathing, who have a cold or fever, must receive treatment immediately.
Meanwhile, 2 people, including a Chinese woman, have been admitted to the infectious diseases hospital on suspicion they were infected by the coronavirus. Samples have been sent to the Medical Research Institute. Meanwhile, the National Dengue Prevention Unit said that 5,249 dengue patients have been reported during the past 24 days.
Compared to the corresponding period last year, there is a marginal decline in the number of dengue patients. However, Director of the National Dengue Control Unit, Dr. Anura Jayasekara, said a majority of the dengue cases are of patients who fall within the second and third groups. Meanwhile, an awareness program took place in Mattakuliya this morning to inform the public about the natural bacteria named Wolbachia, which reduces the mosquito's ability to transmit viruses like dengue.
Australia's University of Monash has discovered a new technology that uses the dengue mosquito itself to curb the spread of dengue. The Wolbachia technology will not deliver instant results. We can only expect results after minimum of 2 years. This will in no way affect the ongoing dengue eradication program in the country. The fifth volume of Forensic Audit Report revealed links between former and current officials of the Central Bank and the employees of primary dealers. Certain connections initially revealed by the Presidential Commission of Inquiry appointed to probe into Central Bank bond scam have been confirmed by the Forensic Audit Report. The connections vary from the high-ranking to the low-ranking positions of the Central Bank.
The 5 forensic audit reports on treasury bond transactions that had taken place between 2002 and 2015 reveals of potential relationships which could turn out to be potential conflicts of interest and non-compliance with the Central Bank. According to the report, when reviewing the documents provided by the Central Bank, deviation and anomalies reported during process followed. The identified officials operated at the Supervision Department and they had the authority to approve or initiate action. The report mentioned the following instances. A. Former officials of Supervision Division took up positions in other primary dealers. B. Social media connections such as personal and professional between CBSL officials and officials of other primary dealers. C. Relatives of CBSL officials in the roles of key staff employees of primary dealers. D. Business partnerships and shareholding pattern in primary dealers and group companies by any higher management of the primary dealers involved in conducting regulation and supervision function. The report added that relatives of former governors had beneficial interest, held key managerial positions through directorship or shareholding in other primary dealer and or its associated companies. It was mentioned in the Presidential Commission of Inquiry report that the relatives of Ajit Niwad Cabral held influential positions in primary dealers and related company of primary dealers during his tenure as a governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. Arjuna Mahendran, before testifying before the Commission of Inquiry, said that his son-in-law had a beneficial interest in Perpetual Treasuries Limited and continued to be a director and shareholder of the holding company of Perpetual Treasuries Limited while he was the governor of the Central Bank. The forensic audit points out, due to non-compliance, not having proper policy guidelines in place and the lack of transparency in certain transactions, the government incurred heavy losses in its treasury bond transactions. News First reported yesterday that the EPF incurred a loss of 6 billion rupees due to investing in the shares of Ceylon Grain Elevators PLC. News First would like to correct this statement as follows. The EPF incurred a loss of 651.91 million rupees due to investing in the shares of Ceylon Grain Elevators PLC.
This is
an organized crime network spread across businesses linked not only to Arjuna Mahendran and Arjun Aloysius but also Ajit Niwad Cabral and his relatives. We reached an agreement yesterday to hold a 2-day parliamentary debate on the forensic audit during the final week of February. Those responsible for the bond scam, those who protected the perpetrators, and those who benefited from the scam must be punished regardless of their political representation.
I
have not read the forensic audit report as we have yet to receive this report. We must clearly state that the UNP defrauded the Central Bank. it is pointless talking about the past transactions. Those responsible for the central bank bond scam must be punished, and this is where our government will come into the picture.
අරණේව කතා කරගෙන නෙමෙයි පැහැදිලිව ඒ බැංකු හොරුන්ට දඬුවම් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒතන තමයි අපේ රජය වැඩ කටයුතු කරන්නේ.
පාර්ලිමේන්තු මන්ත්‍රීවරයෙක්වත් නොදකපු ව්‍යවහාරික විගණන වාර්තාව
Prior to the release of the forensic audit, Ajit Niwadkabral came forward to claim that the forensic audit cannot be accepted. The forensic audit reveals how he issued bonds under direct placement and conflict of interest in the bond transactions had taken place since 2002. Whether it's Arjuna Mahendran or Ajit Niwadkabral, we as the opposition will not back down to ensure all those responsible for misusing public funds will be punished.
ඒ වෙනුවෙන් දඬුවම් කළ යුතුයි කියන ස්ථාවරයේ ඉඳගෙන සටන් කරන්න විපක්ෂයක් හැටියට අපි පසුබට වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියන එක කියන්න කැමතියි.
නෑ අපි තාම
We have not analyzed the forensic audit report properly. We have not received the complete copy as of yet. After we analyze the complete report, we will express a view in this regard.
ඉතින් ඒ නිසා අංග සම්පූර්ණව ලැබුණාට පස්සේ අනිකුත් තොරතුරු ලැබුණාට පස්සේ අධ්‍යයනයක් කරලා අපිට ඒ සම්බන්ධයෙන් අදහසක් ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න පුළුවන්.
මේ දෙගොල්ල මරුනේ බැංකුවේ තිබිච්ච ජනතාවට අයිති.
Both parties are thieves. They misused the funds of the EPF that belong to the general public. They tried their best to hide the forensic audit report, but because we urged them to release it, they released a section of the report, but not the complete report. Once the complete report is released, we can see both parties' true colors. After the UNP came into power in 2015, they brought in Arjuna Mahendran to defraud the central bank. Public funds were misused through treasury bond transactions even more during Mahinda Rajapaksa's government. Now both parties are trying to sweep the forensic audit under the carpet.
බැංකුවේ ව්‍යවහාරික විගණන වාර්තාව දැන් යට ගහන්න හදනවා.
Although the wild elephant-human conflict is a major threat as farmers' harvest gets destroyed, it is also the villagers who come forward to save the life of a wild elephant at a time of need. This story is a testimony of kindness of our people towards animals.
An elephant calf had fallen into a barbed wire trap near Siribupur area in Hambantota. Although officials of the Hambantota Wildlife Office tried to save the animal with the help of the area residents, their efforts proved futile. This was as a result of the mother of the elephant calf being in the vicinity. Subsequently, a team from Dudawala Wildlife and Wildlife Veterinary Surgeon Dr. Malaka Begunawardana injected anesthesia to the mother and rescued the elephant calf. After treating the wounds of the elephant calf, it was released into the forest.
Ayathi National Centre, Sri Lanka's first childcare centre for children with disabilities, was declared open today. The event was graced by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
The Presidential Media Unit said researchers have revealed that 1 in 5 children suffer from a minor physical or mental disorder. Ayathi National Centre has been established through a joint agreement by public and private sectors to provide a solution so that such illnesses can be identified and cured. The construction work was carried out by the Sri Lanka Army during a period of 1 year, and the expenditure incurred was 550 million rupees. A range of services including basic screening for physical and mental disorders, speech and language therapy, hearing aid, physiotherapy, family therapy and occupational therapy will be provided.
The Presidential Commission inquiring into the April 21st attacks got underway today. News First Shehani Hettiaratsi joins us.
I'm present outside the Presidential Commission where today at 10 a.m. Inspector General of Police Pujit Jayasundara, who was sent on compulsory leave, was called in to provide evidence by the Presidential Commission regarding the April 21st attacks. And these probings done by the Presidential Commission are due to end on the 22nd of March. And as of now, more than 220 statements have been recorded, out of which 52 people have provided evidence.
At the beginning of the hearing, the judge chairing the commission said that the recording of evidence will solely based on the damage caused to the Buddha statue in Mavanalla. The judge said that Pujit Jayasundara will be summoned again to obtain evidence on the April 21st attacks. Pujit Jayasundara admitted, when questioned, if he was aware of the reports citing that Buddha statues were damaged on the 23rd, 24th and 26th of December 2018. Pujit Jayasundara went on to note that he instructed relevant officials to investigate into the matter. He, however, added that the task was handed over to the Criminal Investigations Department as there was no progress in the investigation. When questioned if he communicated clear instructions to then CID Director Shani Abesekara in this regard, Pujit Jayasundara said he does not recall if he did so. With the assistance of telephone records, the Presidential Commission questioned about the phone call Pujit Jayasundara received from Azad Saleh on the 29th of December 2018. Pujit Jayasundara responded saying Azad Saleh contacted him twice. The State Council then questioned what Azad Saleh said during the phone conversation. He then responded saying that Azad Saleh contacted him to share details on the two suspects of the incident. He added that Azad Saleh spoke in a manner which hinted that he will assist in handing the two suspects over to the authorities. Details of a meeting convened by Secretary of Defence based on the information given by Azad Saleh were revealed during the hearing. A group including Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando, Azad Saleh, Inspector General of Police, Director of Terrorist Investigations Division attended the meeting. According to the statement made by Pujit Jayasundara, when Azad Saleh mentioned about sermons conducted at a mosque in Katangudi, former Defence Secretary Hemasiri Fernando has questioned how religious sermons can be considered as a terrorist activity. Pujit Jayasundara said that he instructed the Kegalle ASP and other responsible authorities about the information revealed during the phone conversations with Azad Saleh. Azad Saleh was given the opportunity to cross-question Pujit Jayasundara. Azad Saleh questioned Pujit Jayasundara if he attempted to exert pressure or influence the IGP during the phone conversations. Pujit Jayasundara then responded saying that Azad Saleh did not influence him and that he will not let anyone to do so.
Some claim that Azad Saleh had promised to hand over the suspects who vandalized the Buddhist statues. I have been providing evidence in this regard for some time now. They also summoned Assistant Superintendent Gamin Tennakon to inquire about this and to identify whether I had tried to influence him, but he said no. They also inquired from the Chief of Police whether Azad Saleh had tried to influence him. He said no as well. They also questioned him whether I had promised to hand over the suspects who vandalized the Buddhist statues. I am very happy because it was confirmed today that I had not tried to influence the police and had not made such pledges or claims.
Prime
Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa attended a religious event in Horopatana this morning.
The newly constructed Buddha statue of the Kodagama Sri Bodhimalu Viharaya in Kakulbadgiliya, Horopatana was unveiled under the auspices of the Prime Minister.
We have noticed that when we are united as a family, other politicians tend to condemn us. Those who criticize us consider unity as a crime. It is unfortunate. While we are united as a family, we have to come together as a country too. Only then we will be able to move forward as a country.
The Prime Minister also commented on the shortage of fertilizer in the country.
I was informed that there is no shortage of fertilizer. They have not paid for fertilizer. They didn't send fertilizer because there was an outstanding payment. We informed that we have settled half the payment. They have now brought the fertilizer.
Will there be a dispute between the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and Sri Lanka Pudujana Peramuna when working together towards the upcoming elections? Here are some of the views expressed by senior SLF peers. At the previous party meeting, it was discussed that we will contest as the Sri Lanka Nidas Pudujana Alliance. We do not wish to part ways. We can make a decision on the symbol post-discussions.
Gotabaya
Rajapaksa does not belong to a single group. The SLFP extended their fullest support towards his victory. This has not been understood by most people because we are participating for this as a common alliance. I say it doesn't matter how, but we should contest as a common alliance.
Meanwhile, former President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga, who served as an advisor to the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, was removed from the position of electoral organisers of the Athanagalla electorate following a party decision. The acting chairman of the SLFP expressed his views regarding the current situation of the party.
She was one of the prominent leaders of our party. She supported the presidential candidate of the UNP during the previous presidential election, going against the policies and agreements that we established during the election. This disappointed party supporters. This is why we decided to remove her from the position of electoral organizer.
Following the removal of former President Kumaratunga, Treasurer of the SLFP Lasantha Alagiyawanna was appointed as the acting electoral organizer of the Athanagalla electorate. He expressed the following views during a media briefing.
I accepted this position because of Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga. I will always respect her. I will never challenge her or another Bandaranayake. I was also born in Athanagalla. I have been given the responsibility, and with the blessings of the Bandaranayakas, I will carry out my duties.
Meanwhile, the United National Party continues to find a solution for its leadership crisis. According to MP Ajit P. Pereira, a meeting has been organized between all Pradesh Sabha members of the United National Party and leader of the opposition, Sajith Premadasa.
There will be a meeting on the 26th at the Sri Lanka Exhibition and Convention Centre. All local government representatives and contestants of the United National Front will meet with opposition leader Sajith Premadasa to discuss the current political situation. All party leaders, MPs and former provincial councillors and electoral organisers of the UNF will attend the event.
Another phase of the series of rallies organized to extend gratitude to those who supported the United National Party presidential candidate in last year's election was held in Vilgamur Matale today.
This rally was organised by the electoral organiser of the Laggal electorate, MP Rohini Kumari Vijayratna. Several party members, including UMP MPs of the Matale district, Ranjit Aluvihare and Vasant Aluvihare, were present.
We will never betray our supporters. We will go forward and face the upcoming general election with a broader alliance. We are prepared to lead this alliance. We will not betray our members for titles and positions. Though they speak of prosperity, there's political vengeance taking place inside the country. But I make this very clear. When we establish a government, we will empathize and provide relief to victims of political vengeance. Revelations about the misuse of public funds by a group of individuals in an organized manner for more than a decade comes to the limelight at a time the general public faces many issues. The following is a report about kidney patients who struggle between life and death due to the shortage of medicinal drugs.
Dialysis is a process of removing excess water, solutes and toxins from the blood in people whose kidneys can no longer perform these functions naturally. 134 patients from the Dambulla, Nuwara, Kurunegala and Matale districts receives this treatment from the Kandy General Hospital. However, it has been reported that these patients have not received sufficient medicinal drugs for nearly 1 month.
අපි මේ ගම්පහ මීරිගම පියලා 4000-5000ක් වියදම් කරගෙන ඇවිල්ලා දවස් දෙකකට සමහරලාට බෙහෙත් අරගෙන යනවා. එක දවසක් බෙහෙත් එක බඩට දාගත්තේ නැත්නම් හුස්ම ගන්න බෑ. අතුරු ආබාධ එනවා පේනහැලි වල.
මගේ අම්මත් ඔගොඩු රෝගියෙක්. මාස 3කක ඉඳන් දැන් ඒ CAPD සොලියුෂන් කඩින් කඩ දෙන්නේ. බලධාරීන් කියන විදිහට අද එනවා හෙට එනවා මේ වගේ බාල්ගේ දොස් තමයි කියන්නේ.
අපි නිකවරටියේ මෙහාට එනවා රුපියල් 6000ක් විතර ගන්නවා හයර් එකට. බෙහෙත් පැකට් 10ක් 12ක් පමණයි දෙන්නේ.
දැන් මේ දවස් 3ක් තිස්සේ වාට්ටුවේ හිටියේ ක්‍රේටින් කියලා එකක් වැඩි වෙලා. මොකද බෙහෙත් නැතිකම.
දැන් මේ සතියේ බදාද එකම පැකට් එකක්වත් තිබිලා නැහැ. අදත් තියෙන්නේ පැකට් 8ක් විතරයි. ලංකාවේ හැමතැනම ලොකු හිඟයක් තියෙනවා.
Director of the Kandy General Hospital, Dr. Saman Ratnayaka said, due to the Medical Supplies Division in Colombo not issuing sufficient stocks of medicinal drugs, the hospital is compelled to purchase this medicine from external sources, citing the requirements of patients. The director added the hospital is compelled to incur a cost of nearly 1 million rupees each time to purchase these drugs.
I've informed the Secretary to the Ministry of Health in this regard. We can only issue sufficient amount of medicinal drugs to our patients if we receive the sufficient stocks.
Patients urged the relevant authorities to provide them with medicine sufficient for a period of at least 1 month.
Let's now take a look at the weekly review of the Colombo Stock Exchange.
The all-share price index ended 0.98% higher and the S&P SL20 ended 3.29% higher for the trading week amid subdued market turnover. Activity centered around the banking sector accounted for a majority for the week's turnover. Foreign participation resulted in a net outflow of 966 million rupees. The average daily turnover for the week was recorded at 569.08 million rupees.
The European Union Election Observation Mission points out that the present Presidential Elections Act must be revised. This was revealed when the mission presented its final report during a media briefing in Colombo yesterday.
The EU Election Observation Mission said the Presidential Elections Act must be revised to remove ambiguity, harmonize terminology with most recent laws and avoid potential for conflicting interpretations. In addition, the mission includes 6 recommendations to further empower the National Election Commission in Sri Lanka. It added Sri Lanka must adopt a law on campaign financing and campaign expenditure and revise the law to ensure equal campaign opportunities to all candidates.
Enact legislation to strengthen capacity and procedures in line with the Election Commission's constitutional mandate. The law should empower the Commission to issue in a timely manner binding regulatory instruments with clear provisions for enforcement and to develop and codify internal procedures.
A seminar on professional guidance for students was held at the Anuradhapura Central College today. The seminar was organized by News First and Gammatha together with the Association of HR Professionals.
මම ඊටම සතුටුවන්ත වෙනවා මේ වැඩසටහන ප්‍රාත්‍යෝගික ආකාරය ගැන මම සහ මගේ දරුවා ඒ ගැන කිසිම දැනුවත් වීමක් වෙලා තිබුණේ නැහැ මේ දරුවා දැන් සාමාන්‍ය පෙළ මේ පාර විභාගේ පැවැත්වුවේ වුණාට ඉතින් එයා උසස් පෙළට මොනවද කරන්නේ තෝරගන්නේ කියන මේ ලොකු ගැටලුවක මම හිටියා ළමයාත් අඬගහගෙන මේ උසෙට මේ වැඩසටහනට ආවේ ඒ වගේම දැන් මේ පුතා එයාගේ අනාගතේ හොඳ මාර්ගයකට ගමන් කරන්න මේ අවස්ථාවට හොඳ සුදුසු අවස්ථාවක් ලබා ගන්න හැකියම ගැන මම ඉතාමත්ම සතුටු වෙනවා.
ඇත්තටම මේ සතුටුයි. මගේ දරුවා නලවපු හැටි මටත් මුලින් ඉඳලා මතක් වුණා. ඉතින් සන්තෝෂයි ඔබ තුමාලා මේ වගේ වැඩසටහනක් කිරීම සම්බන්ධයෙන්.
These parents who have shed blood, sweat and tears to educate their children left the 4-hour-long seminar with hearts filled with hope and anticipation. Students who face the advanced level examination in the Anuradhapura district and those who are hoping to enter into the corporate world attended the seminar. The management of the Capital Maharaja organization and representatives of the Association of HR Professionals attended the seminar conducted by professional trainers and lecturers.
The procession organized by the Buddhist Brotherhood of Royal College Colombo paraded the streets last evening. The procession was organized for the first time at Royal College Colombo and the procession included a number of colorful items. The first annual Neville D'Alvis Ralph Allis Challenge Trophy for the soccer encounter between St. Thomas's College, Mount Lavinia and Gateway International School in Colombo got underway this evening at the Colombo Turaga grounds, and Gateway International School emerged victorious after scoring 5-1. And here are some together matches which were held in line with this. Gateway International School won the under-12 match 2-0. Both sides were goalless at the end of the second quarter, which resulted in a penalty shootout. St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia won the under-14 match 1-0 and the under-16 match 3-0. A friendly girls match between Gateway International School and Overseas International School was also played.
And with that, wrap up news for tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Do take care and good night.